What's up, guys? We are back again. We're so back. And it feels so late, but it's 7 p.m. Actually, like exactly 7 p.m. Wow, look at that. We're gonna play some more Binding of Isaac on this fine day. I still need to finish all these challenges. I don't know what this one is, though. Oh, I probably need to move my face cam, don't I? Yep, I'm covering the map. That's probably good. That's probably good. Oh, it's this one. Okay. So son of a bitch. All right. So I played through the last 2 episodes of Dispatch this week when they dropped, right? And I think I might have some complaints about the last 2 episodes of the game, but I think overall game pretty good game. I don't know that I would necessarily say it's any sort of game of the year contender though, but I would say it was a fun, enjoyable game worth spending $30 on if I was thinking about buying it, as you should be. But yeah, I'm gonna talk some spoilers now. So if you haven't seen what happens, or if you were like trying to play what happens, you should go do that, and you should stop listening to me yap, and you should go do that. But so I think the story overall had a vision. To me, it kind of feels like the writers changed from the first half of the game to the second half of the game, which I know they didn't. It's just like it's the same writers. They didn't change. They didn't change, right? It's just the same guys or people. And but it felt like they didn't have a way to resolve the plot. It felt like they had some cool setup with Shroud. It's like, oh, Shroud's big evil villain. How's Robert gonna deal with this, right? What's gonna happen in the video game? What's gonna happen? But then it's like they kind of forgot about it and decided they wanted to write a character-driven story instead of a plot-driven story for like most of the game. And then so at some point you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna wrap up, like, you know, the actual story they set up. Are they gonna be able to do it, or are they just gonna like not do that and just not wrap up the storyline they made initially? So this is my problem, is that they get to the last couple episodes and then they're finally like, oh yeah, guys, Shroud's back. Also, he's like the fucking goat. He's god damn it. He's unstoppable. And he's just like insane, and you're not gonna beat him. He's unbeatable. And yeah, just like get shit on. He's gonna shit on everybody here, and there's nothing you can do about it. Which, okay, I feel like in like a conceptual stance, that's not like conceptual sense. It's not like the worst way to write him ever, but it seems like they kind of just didn't think about how they were going to resolve that when they decided that that's how they were going to make his story beat go. Because the way they beat him is so fucking stupid. You're telling me that they're just, instead of having some way to outsmart him and be like, oh, he can't predict this, and then like do something, they just have Blonde Blazer give Chase her amulet, and then it's just like, oh, he's gonna beat him now because he didn't know that there was an amulet, and he also didn't know that Trackstar was still like around kicking it, just being like a chill guy, right? And so Chase comes back from the brink of death, mind you. This guy should be dead. That's a whole nother thing. But he comes back from the brink of death, and he's just like, oh yeah, man, get shit on. I broke your mech into pieces and also like broke its power source. But then Shroud still walks out, and he's just like, oh yeah, actually, I don't really give a shit, man. I'm gonna still win, and I'm still gonna beat your ass. And then it's just the dumbest shit ever, because either you get the choice to kill him, or Invisigal comes in and she's just like, oh yeah, no, he's dead. And like, what are we doing? How do we let... I feel like the big bad should have a more proper ending than just, oh, yeah, Chase broke his mech, and then with the dumbest like plot nonsense ever, and then he just like we just like get him. Because also the one where Invisigal just like kills him, that ending, are we being so serious right now? Because you're telling me that the guy who like is crazy with the predictions didn't see that, like, oh, maybe she's gonna like trick me and turn on me and then just, you know, kill me, because that seems like an obvious thing that would happen in the scenario where this person is in this scenario, and I'm running through every scenario in my head with every probability. You're telling me there's not one world where there's not one probability he sees where he just gets a got? Like, there's no shot, man. It's so stupid. But the Chase being alive thing at the end, why? Why is he still alive, man? He should have just died. Like, it's his whole story thing was, oh, I was actually, maybe I was wrong. Maybe people can change. And oh, maybe people can change. Maybe I should consider, like, you know, changing my opinions, and I'm going to go save this person from dying, and she's going to be good. But in doing that, I will also die. But instead of letting him just die and that being a moment, they keep him in life support, and then they tease you with it, and they're like, oh, maybe he's gonna die, we don't know, he could die, he's on life support still. And then they just give him the blonde blazer amulet, and she's just like, yeah, I don't have powers right now, but I gave him to Chase because they keep him alive, and you know, maybe we'll find some way to keep him alive in the meantime. What do you mean by that, man? He's old and dying. Just let him be old and die. I think it's kind of insane that he is back and still kicking it. And I feel like that's not a crazy opinion. But I know people really like his character, so they can't just kill him. But also, with the way they set up the first episode, it really felt like they were gonna go crazy with the story and make some like insane decisions, right? And especially, I mean, they weren't afraid. I didn't feel like they were going to be afraid to have people die, because they just straight up like showed somebody's dick in the first episode. Like, what are we doing, man? And so I assumed people dying wasn't off the table, but nobody dies? You're telling me nobody in this story dies, man? Except for like potentially Shroud, depending on the ending. There's no shot. There's no way. Because Shroud's death also like really isn't that impactful to the overall story if we're being like super real. Like the not the overall story, but I don't know how to explain it. Like the enjoyment of the media, because I'm gonna die to the stupid double shot, because he's just not in most of the game. Because it turns into actually a character story after like the second episode, or even like during the second episode, and he's just not there, and they don't acknowledge him besides just like, oh, the red ring they're coming, man, they're pulling up, you don't want to be on their bad side because they're gonna get you, and it's not gonna be fun. But they don't really talk about it all that much until he shows up in the last like episodes, and then he's there, but he's not. I mean, they make an effort to show like the flashback with Chase where they're like, oh, Robert knew Chase when he was a child because he babysit them, and like they're part of the he was part of the team that his dad was on. Well, I can't remember what it was called now, but they don't do that for Elliot, the Shroud. They don't do that for him. They're just like, oh yeah, this is a guy, he's evil, he killed Robert's dad. But we're not going to really... I mean, to be fair, maybe Robert never met him because his dad wasn't really around when he was working. It was really just Chase. So maybe he never met Elliot, and then this guy kills his dad, and he's like, oh, I gotta go kill this guy now. I gotta deal with this shit. But you're telling me that this is not that we're supposed to feel anything when he dies, because it seems it's just a moment where you're like, oh yeah, this guy is evil and now he's dead. That's good. Okay. And there's no emotional baggage with it or anything. No, like, because if it's Robert who has the choice to kill him, you get the choice. You're like, oh, do we kill him or do we not kill him? But why would you not just kill him after the whole story? As the player, not as Robert, but as the player, I suck at the video game. As the player, you have no attachment to this guy. Besides, the only reason you wouldn't is if you're just being morally sound and you're like, oh, Robert's a hero, you can't go killing this guy. But be so serious for a second. This guy sucks. Like, just kill him. Robert's not Batman. There's no kill rule. Just kill him. But I mean, who knows, man? What does this do? I don't know what this does. Robert's not Batman. Like, actually, this guy needs to just die. He sucks. He sucks, and with how overpowered he is, they made him unkillable, man. They made him so broken by he just sees the vision and he's right. But they also try to play it off like he just knows the probabilities, but he's always right. He's never wrong with his judgment. It's not, if he knows the probabilities, how are you telling me everything's like 100% and he can just like read everybody and he's just like, oh, they're gonna do this next, it's gonna happen, I gotta get them when they're right here. But, and if that's the case, how did he not see the, like, oh, somebody else is gonna come get me thing coming? Because I know the whole thing was, oh, he didn't know about the amulet and he doesn't know the track star's there. But like, so are we being serious? You can't tell me that both of those two things are true. That not only is he busted and can just basically see the future, even without his astral pulse, but he can't see that, oh, maybe they have like a trick up their sleeve that's not just, oh, let's all get him. Because he was ready for that one. He was ready for the ragtag team of individuals. But yeah, I thought the game was good though. I know I'm kind of like shitting on the ending, but I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a good use of my time. Although I would not recommend staying up till 1 a.m. to play the newest episodes or the finale, because that's exactly what I did, because I got home and it was like 10 and then I had to eat dinner and then I was like, shit, man, I wanted to play the game today. It just came out. And then I thought about it and I played the game. And then I was thinking, oh, I'll just play one episode and then I'll go to bed and then I'll play the other one tomorrow. And then I played episode 7 and I was like, shit, man, I can't stop at episode 7. I got to play episode 8 now. And then I looked at the clock and it was 11 o'clock and I was like, shit, I'm going to regret this tomorrow. Do I really want to do this? And then I looked and I decided that, yeah, I was going to do that because it seemed like a fun time. And you know what? It was a good time. But that was definitely an error of judgment. Man, I would recommend the game though. You should play it. I think next up on my list might be Silk Song. I think we're approaching Silk Song land. Because I mean, okay, I'm gonna be real, I didn't beat Hollow Knight all the way, but I'm not doing God Home, man. That's not happening. I'm not doing God Home, and I'm not doing God Home, and I am also, I mean, I guess I could go back and do the other guy, the red guy, the nightmare guy, the Grim. I could go do that, which I probably will at some point, but I don't really feel like doing it right now, and I kind of want to play the new game, if we're being super real. And yeah, that might be next up on the new game list. But I also want to go back through Dispatch. We're going back to Dispatch. I also kind of want to go back to Dispatch and play the other side of the story because I did the like Blonde Blazer side, and you know the failing as a mentor achievement. What if I got the other one too? But also, one of the achievements is avoiding both love interests. What are we doing, man? That's so much. That's so many playthroughs. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all. I don't need to 100% the game. Respectfully, although maybe if I get bored, I will. But I really doubt that is gonna happen. Okay. But yeah, also what I want to hop on is I need to hop on some more of that Simpsons Fortnite, man. I have been yearning to play more of that shit. Because I've just been busy. This has been quite a busy week. I think out of the weekdays, 3 out of 5 of them, I got home at like 9:30 and then was like, well, it's time to eat dinner at 9:30 because I haven't been here. And then I went to bed because then it was bedtime. I was so tired. It's just been the constant grind. In fact, today, I think I'm just like not finishing one of the homeworks that's due at midnight because I am so exhausted and quite frankly really don't want to read all the stuff that I need to do it. And I did one of the questions and then looked at the next one and was like, crap, I don't know how to do this. And I don't really want to figure it out right now. And then I looked at the other question just to see if I could get some points for it. You know, I don't need to get a 30 on the homework if I don't have to. I could get like a, I don't know, like a 55 maybe. But yeah, that one also was kind of impossible looking. So I just was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just eat these, unless I film some Isaac and then somehow magically feel really motivated to go back and do it. Then you know what? Maybe I'll do it. But I'm not really thinking that's gonna be the case. I still gotta do some dishes, man. I made some tacos for dinner. That shit was fire. But I gotta do the dishes after that. All my pots and pans are in the sink, and I need them to be in the cabinet to be used again. But yeah, I watched the new episode of Fiona and Cake today too. From I want to say yesterday it dropped. I think it's Thursdays. It's either Thursday or Wednesday. I think it's Thursday. And oh, fucking hell. And yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I feel like it's actually going somewhere. I need to look up how many episodes are in this season, because it really does feel like every episode has been a lot of a nothing burger. I know I ranted about this last time, how it's just the episodes are just not long enough, but I think because of that, it feels like nothing's happening. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, I guess, if the season is long, but I think they're on like, I think that today's was like episode 5, maybe 4 or 5, and I feel like something should be happening at this point. That's, I mean, I guess I'm gonna spoil this a little bit too. I guess Huntress Wizard's like real now. So it's not like there's nothing happening. It's not just Fiona existing. That's an awful item. It's not just Fiona existing. It's now like something, the plot is happening, man. And yeah, so the plot's moving. They're gonna do something. I don't know what though. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the new Smiling Friends though. They've been dropping bangers, man. That is a show that is allowed to have short episodes, and I won't be sad about it, because it's I don't think I could watch a longer episode of that. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good show, but I think if the episodes were any longer, I would be going actually insane trying to watch it. It's the most just unhinged thing. But yeah, what do y'all know about Matthew Perry? Not Friends Matthew Perry, but the American naval guy who invaded Japan. You know, that guy. Yeah, I had to debate about this guy earlier in one of my classes, because I had to argue that Japan should have gone to war with America instead of narrowly opening the country to the Americans and hoping that they just like didn't do anything more, which is kind of probably like the best plan for them to do at the time, but also kind of stupid if we're being super serious, because let's be real, if you're given the Americans just like a couple of things, you can't expect them to not come back and be like, hey man, we want more things, and also we're gonna go to war with you for it, and we're gonna just destroy you because you don't have a navy, and also like, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna get us with your muskets? Because they did have muskets, by the way. They didn't just like not have weaponry at this point. But I had to argue that Japan should just declare all out war for their honor and just be like, oh yeah, actually, America, we're not doing shit, and you're going to fight us now, which would have been really cool if my war faction won, because I mean then we would have won. But I mean, you're just not. You can't sell that, man, as an opinion. Like nobody's buying that one. I think if we're being super real, the best option for Japan, because there were 5 options. It was the war faction, where you're just like, oh, we want to declare war. We're gonna fight them. We're gonna beat them at war, and then we're all gonna be cool, and everyone internationally is gonna be like, wow, Japan is so cool. They got so much power. Let's not mess with them. Or you're doing the open the country, where you're just like, oh, let's give the Americans everything that they want. Let's let them do trade. Let's let them pull up. They can hang out. They can get coal from us. We'll protect their shipwrecked sailors. We'll let them just hang, man. Or there's also the narrow opening of the country, where it's we're not gonna let them trade, but we'll let them do everything else. We'll protect their like people if they get stuck here, and also give them coal so they can like leave and not be stuck here forever, because we don't want to deal with that. Or there's also the big stall. That was a faction where instead of doing actually anything, we're gonna tell Matthew Perry that we're gonna do something, but we're just gonna like stall him forever and just hope that he never gets pushy and just lets us stall. Us being Japan, just stall forever. And that's stupid, but it's also like the neutral answer. And then there was the long game, which is basically with a war faction if it was stupid and silly, because it's just, oh, we're going to fight them eventually, but we need time to prepare first, so we got to act like we're chill with them and lure them into a false sense of security while we're stockpiling weapons. But nobody's doing that. If we're not at war, like if the country's not at war, the country's not making weapons. That's not happening. The daimyo and the elite are not going to unite, and they're not going to be training armies and stuff if we're not at war, right? No, so that was basically our argument, was we need to go to war now so we can preemptively strike and be like, oh, we're powerful, we're going to fight you now. But we don't really have weapons, so if you come over here, we're going to shoot you with muskets, man. We got those. We know how to make those. And we're going to train all the samurai to use the muskets again and stop being bureaucrats, right? That kind of thing. But nobody really fricked with that answer, unfortunately. To be honest, I don't even think that's like the greatest response. I think the real response is just embrace the future and just be like, oh yeah, let's just open the country up. Let's get some of that international trade happening, man. That's all they want. That's all they really want anyways. As long as we don't become China Opium Wars 2, I mean, that's fine. If we're like, honestly, just don't let them sell us opium and we're good. Because I mean, international trade could go hard for both sides. I feel like, as long as Japan's not like uppity about, oh, we don't want to buy American goods because I don't know. That was the half-baked thought. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, items are items, man. Quite honestly, I don't think people in that era were too much caught up in, is it made in America? Is it made ethically? I think they were just thinking, is this a good item? Do I need this item? Am I going to buy it? Am I going to purchase this with my Japanese currency? I was going to say American dollars, but that's not right. Yeah. Narrow opening the country won that argument, if you were curious. Stupid answer, in my opinion, because it's just like it ends up being the best bad answer out of a group of probably 5 bad answers that we had to choose from, because opening the country, nobody was going to do that, even though it's probably, like, in hindsight, the right answer. But nobody wanted to do that because Japan was isolated, and it was just, it was just a thought like, why would we unisolate ourselves when it's been working? Like, there's no reason to do that. But the big stall, stupid, because that's just stupid. What do you mean you're going to stall him forever? He's got a navy. He's just going to, like, make you not stall. And then the long game, stupid, because, I mean, nobody's going to be making weapons if we're not at war. If we're being super honest, nobody's going to prepare. Nobody's going to unify under the Bakufu. The shogun is not going to be able to do anything to unite the daimyo. And then a war is stupid because, even though I was in a war, because, stupid item. War is stupid because, you're telling me Japan's going to win that fight? Japan didn't even have a navy, man. Matthew Perry pulled up with naval vessels, and Japan didn't even have a navy. They were not gonna win that fight with muskets and willpower and like a katana or two. It wasn't gonna happen. Even though they had just like a bunch of samurai to throw at the problem, the samurai weren't proper samurai by this point. They were glorified bureaucrats who were honestly more poor than they really had any right to be, and not really because of anything that they did specifically, but just like the system itself made it hard for them to not be not just be in poverty after like 2 generations of the Tokugawa shogunate. But yeah, so war is a stupid answer too. But narrow opening of the country, are we being serious? Like, that's also like the historical answer, by the way. This isn't just like the argument that was won. Because narrow opening of the country, you're telling me that the Americans are not just going to come back and be like, oh yeah, actually we're going to trade with you, and it's just going to happen. So either you let us do it, or we're going to make you let us do it, because we got a navy and like a proper military, and you don't have either of those, because you've been in a period of like 300 years of peace, and people aren't even allowed to like have their guns anymore. And the samurai have their swords, but they're not necessarily trained to use them in the same way they were like 400 years ago. They just kind of have them for ceremonial purposes. In fact, most of the samurai actually ended up having to pawn their swords because they didn't get enough money from their pensions to live because of not inflation, but rising taxes. Rising taxes and stipends just never really rising with the taxes. Because, I mean, the daimyo, who were basically the lords, had no reason to increase their pay. They were not obligated to for any reason other than the kindness of their heart, but why would they do that? Like, the samurai just, like, do paperwork for them, essentially, in this period. So they were not warriors who were gonna go like crazy for the wartime effort. they were just gonna be like some people, man. And then you got a peasantry too. You got like some farmers and stuff, but they're also, I mean, nobody's trained to fight at this period in Japan. It's just a bunch of people who are happy with peace, who are like, oh yeah, we're hanging out, man. We're not really having any social mobility, but we're hanging out, and it's cool. It's cool. And I mean, nowhere's out there will probably be like, oh, but what about the 47 Ronin, man? They were samurai. That's a stupid example because what they did. So for those of you who are not knowers and would like the Cliff Notes explanation, basically, 47 Ronin, samurai in this period, their master got mad, or their daimyo master guy got mad at another daimyo. Nobody really knows for what, but then he got mad at him, stabbed him, didn't kill him, but then because he attacked him, the government was like, you broke the law. We're gonna kill you now. You gotta commit junshi and kill yourself, or we're gonna do it. And he was just like, okay, I guess. So he dies, and then he had 300 samurai retainers. Of the 300, 253 of them were like, oh shit, I guess we're Ronin now, masterless samurai. Now, we're gonna go be poor and impoverished and just go try to figure out how to not die now. See you later. We're gonna leave the land. And then 47 of the 300 were like, guys, what if we don't leave and become impoverished people? What if we like pretend to be doing that for a couple years or so, and then we actually go finish our master's job and kill the guy he attacked, and then maybe the Bakufu government will be like, holy crap, these guys are real samurai, they're so cool, let me hire them. And so 47 of the 300 did this, and one of them also didn't even do it. So it was really like 46 of them, but the 47th one also got punished because he was kind of like conspiring with them. And so they do this. They track down this guy, and they attack him, and then, but to get to him, they have to kill 16 of his retainers. So 16 plus this guy, who they try to get to just also commit junshi, like, oh, you got to die honorably. But then the guy's like, no, I'm not doing that. Are you insane? And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna do it ourselves then. And then they behead him. And so the 47 Ronin are like, okay, we're goated then, right? The Bakufu's we're gonna turn ourselves in, they're gonna give us jobs, and we're gonna be balling again. We're gonna be Jay chillin', right? They're gonna honor us. Well, they get arrested, and then the shogun's basically just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with these guys? Like, this is very, very obviously against the law, because like they also could have done this theoretically if they had just asked permission first, because the government had the power to give them permission and be like, yes, you have a grievance with this guy, you can kill him, that's fine. But they didn't do that, and so the Bakufu is just like, well, shit, I guess we gotta punish these guys. This is so stupid. Why did they do this? And so what they do is they just make them all commit junshi, which is seppuku, right? They kill themselves. And yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work. Their plan didn't work out. I don't even remember what I was talking about that. I think it was something, the real samurai, something. I don't know. They're not ready for war, man. The samurai in this period, they don't be doing that. That doesn't be happening. So yeah, open the country. That was a good answer. In IMO. Oh man, I've been working on that mystery project that I've mentioned a couple times. That's gonna be a video, but still not done. I've been working on it though. It's been working. I got that sheet of aluminum in the other room, just begging to be cut, man. But I need a little bit of free time before that can happen. And I'm not sure where that time's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere, and it's gonna happen eventually. Hopefully in the next couple weeks. Maybe not, though. We'll see. We'll see. I wonder if I can get a good item out of this. Or if I'm going to be stuck with... Okay, I'm going to be stuck with bullshit. How am I going to do this? I kind of... You know what? Actually, that's not the worst thing. Is this the stupid ass challenge. If I can just if I can get a build where I don't have to shoot, I'll just be chilling. Unfortunately, that's kind of hard. There's not very many items that let you do that. That's an awful item. Oh, God damn it. Oh. Yeah, it's the guy. It's him. Little greed. Silly little guy. I'm doing all these challenges because I'm really trying to avoid... I'm trying to put off beating all the bosses with Jacob and Asao, man. I don't want to have to do that. That sounds like the worst thing ever. Also, in my current state, I am not even, like, goated enough to beat Mom, I don't think. I feel like I'm about to just get shit on by just every boss. Okay, that, yeah. Expected result. That's kind of good. That could definitely be worse. Okay, I need this guy to die. Can we die, please? What do we think this is? X-Lax. My favorite. God damn it. God damn it. Man. I've been eating a lot of fruit, right? And because of that, so I've been switching up my meals a little bit lately. And that means there's a lot of fruit in the diet, but also there's a lot of eggs. And today, I was planning on just having basically a lot of eggs, man. I was going to have eggs for breakfast and then wrap it up with some eggs for lunch, right? Which, to be fair, lunch eggs were going to be in the form of a sandwich. So it was going to be different enough, but it was going to be eggs, right? So I was just going to use the hard-boiled eggs I made earlier this week to do this, right? And I get my breakfast eggs, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't smell too great. But it's not like the egg has gone bad smell. It's like I don't really want eggs smell. Like, the eggs don't smell appetizing. You know what I mean? And so I'm thinking, oh, I'll just eat the eggs anyways because, I mean, I need to eat breakfast. I can't just go out on a cup of coffee and hopes and dreams. So I eat the eggs, and then lunchtime rolls around. Same thing happens. And this time, I don't even finish the eggs. I eat like half the sandwich. And I'm just thinking, I cannot eat any more eggs. So the problem with this, I didn't get sick or anything. I just like wasn't really feeling the eggs. The problem with this, though, is that I basically ate nothing all day until dinner time. So I get home at like 4:30 and I'm thinking, shit, I'm starving, man. I need to eat some food. And I look at the time and see it's 4:30 and I'm like, it's 4:30, man. I can't be this hungry right now. But I was hungry. So I made tacos. They were pretty good. Would recommend some tacos. Friday tacos. To be fair, I kind of half-assed it. I didn't make rice. I just, fuck. It was just ground beef, beans, and tortillas, and cheese. It was nothing fancy, but man, it was pretty good. Also, I need real taco seasoning, because I've just been using burger seasoning for the taco meat, and it tastes like I'm just using burger seasoning for the taco meat, if we're being super real. But, yeah, I'm pretty tired, man. I think we're stopping it here. It's been real. This has been real. Yeah, see you later. Adios.